How we doing, guys? I'm back with another response video. This response video is to Kid of Wrestling. If nobody has heard of Kid of Wrestling, go check him out. I'm going to put the link to his channel and his KOW show channel down there as well. Him and his friends doing all kinds of wicked trampoline wrestling and promos and stuff like that. They're having a lot of fun with it, and I think it's pretty fun to watch every now and then. Hardworking guy, puts a lot more into YouTube than I do for sure, so go check him out. This is my response to the 5 worst wrestlers in wrestling, or as I'm going to say, my 5 least favorite wrestlers at the moment. He put up his. I don't recall off the top of my head. If you guys give me a second to see who his were. His were, there we go, Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, Rey Mysterio, Randy Orton, and John Cena. Now, and then, obviously leaving room for people to respond, which is what I'm going to do now. My bottom 5 wrestlers in wrestling currently, starting off in TNA Impact Wrestling. Number 5, we have Robbie E. For starters, he's based on Jersey Shore, and his girlfriend is based on Jersey Shore, which I've watched about 5 minutes of in my whole life, if you add up every time I've accidentally walked by a TV that was playing it. Retards, getting together and being retards and performing on a show for other retards to watch, more or less. He can't wrestle to save his life. His escort, girlfriend, whatever, is a banshee with a bad haircut. He is a banshee with a bad haircut. And finally, he's ruining what could possibly be the only good thing left in TNA, which is the X Division. He comes into an X Division match, I kind of weep for the future of the X Division. That's number 5. Number 4 is also in TNA, Abyss. When I first started watching TNA, I thought, here's this guy. He's a little big, he's a little lumbery, he's a little bit awkward in the ring, but he's sick, he's twisted. He's sort of TNA's answer to Kane or Mick Foley or The Undertaker or somebody like that. And I went along with it for a time, but his character has been so watered down now. He's been watered down from being the Monster Abyss to having a casket match with the Pope to just getting yelled at week after week after week by the likes of Hulk Hogan and Bully Ray, and it's just bad, isn't it? The guy can't wrestle. The guy looks like he's walking around on 2 broken legs. He just looks like a retard that's stumbling through. He reminds me of Eugene with a mask on, except Eugene could actually wrestle. Other than that, he's just another guy who's there because he's big, and big equals impressive in the wrestling world, unfortunately. Number 3, Santino Marella. Now, this was a sad story for me. When Santino debuted and when he beat, who was it, Umaga, for the Intercontinental Championship when they were in Italy, at the very, very beginning, he showed a lot of promise. He made me, at least, even if I was wrong, he made me believe that he was a good, decent wrestler to watch in the ring, and I truly believe somewhere deep down inside that he still is. But WWE has tried so hard to turn him into this comedian that it drives me nuts. They put him in the oddball tag team with Vladimir Kozlov. Now, for reasons unbeknown to me, you take somebody like Kozlov, who, while not the most exciting guy in the world, is a better wrestler, better in-ring performer than Santino, and you fire Kozlov and you leave us with Santino. That's bullshit. The little tea party that Santino had with friggin', what the hell, who was it, Sheamus, to try and curry favor with him so that Sheamus wouldn't, beat him up. The whole thing at WrestleMania a couple years ago where he was Santina and he was Miss WrestleMania made me want to vomit. And now he just jobs out to everybody. I mean, the starting of the whole Ms. Truth thing that we have going on now was the 2 of them beating the living shit out of Santina. Now, did it make me smile? Absolutely. But as far as being a legitimate, worthwhile, worth being on my television superstar, he doesn't make the cut. I'm sorry. Number 2 is Jack Swagger. Jack Swagger has the in-ring ability, which is what makes this really, really sad, once again. But Jack Swagger can't speak to save his life. If anybody, heel or face in the WWE needs a manager, needs somebody to do the talking for them? Is it not Jack Swagger? If Jack Swagger had a manager, my opinion on him might be, night and day from what it is right now. But he's a goofball. He hasn't had any serious matches. They jammed a Jack Swagger title run down all of our throats when nobody wanted it. He's had the association with Michael Cole for going on a year now. He's not an intimidating heel, and I could never, ever, ever see myself cheering for him as a face. Plus, he just even though he has the ability in the ring, he just lumbers around the ring like a monkey when he's wrestling. And the thing is, they always put him up against smaller guys, so he looks kind of like he's walking around like King Kong, and then he's getting smoked by somebody half his size. So it might not all be his fault. It might be majorly the WWE's fault, but Jack Swagger does come in at number 2, ladies and gentlemen. And number 1, I know they're 3 different people, but they make up one family. They make up the super family. John Cena, Rey Mysterio, and Kelly Kelly. I am so afraid that Kelly Kelly is going to smoke Beth Phoenix at the pay-per-view this Sunday that it makes me sick to my stomach. She needs to leave. Rey Mysterio, as I've said a million times before, Rey Mysterio I have an immense amount of respect for, but his time is done. His body has taken a beating. He can't do what he used to do. He can't do what he did in his prime. It's time for him to go or make his contributions to the WWE some other way, because I'm sure he could. And rounding out that family is the daddy, John Cena, the Prince of PG, the action figure, the steroid-pumped Teletubby Fruit Loop bitch that contributes nothing in the ring to the WWE. He's a great actor. Yeah, he brings Vince some money. He's great with charity, which is awesome, and I'll always give him respect for it. But he contributes absolutely nothing when he's in that ring from bell to bell between those ropes. It's true. The Super Family is number 1, so to run it down one more time, at 5 we have Robbie E. At 4 we have the big lumbering doofus in Abyss. Number 3 we have the Italian comedian Santino Marella. At number 2 we have the jacked up Olympic gorilla Jack Swagger. And at number 1 we have the entire Super Family. Just wipe them all out. So thank you to Kid of Wrestling to give me yet another video to respond to. Check him out at the bottom. As far as me, I've been Spaz. Subscribe up there, talk down there, let me know what you think, start a conversation, and I will talk to you later.